Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine, and today we're going to do a workout that you can easily do in your home with very little equipment. All we're going to use is one dumbbell that's a little bit lighter, a couple bands, and a circle loop tube if you have one. If you don't have one of these, I can show you how to use just a regular exercise band instead. Other than that, if you have some sort of a ball or anything to hang on to, really, you can use your balloon that we used a few times ago, or you can use just something to hang on to. Or you can just use your hands. It's not necessary that you use anything for that. Okay, we're gonna start on the floor today. We're going to do a chest fly leg lift combination. So, lying on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor, you're going to take one dumbbell and you're going to do a chest fly on one side with a leg lift on the opposite side. So what this does is it gets some transverse movement and some core involved here. Now, importantly, when you do this leg lift chest fly combination, you want to make sure you're not going all the way up here with your leg lift. So your leg should only come to this level so that it's level with your bent knee. It's staying in that range of motion and not setting down in between, okay? So we're gonna go 1, nice and slowly both directions. 2, you're really trying to keep everything nice and stable. 4, if this is too much for your chest fly, grab a lighter weight, or you can bend your elbow slightly. And that's okay, you're not cheating, you're just shortening that lever. Keep breathing, and 10, good. So when you do something one-sided, it causes you to have to use lots of stabilizing muscles. All right, opposite leg now. 1. You don't have to bring them exactly towards each other. They're both doing an independent thing. 4, you're using lots of core here. The other thing is that other arm can stay out here to keep you nice and stable. Remember, you can bend this elbow a little if you need a little shorter lever, or you can just, stop and grab a lighter dumbbell. 9, and 10. Good. All right, chest fly leg lift combination. Next, we're going to come up and we're going to do a sit to stand from a chair. So you want a sturdy chair, like a kitchen chair or a bench, or even your coffee table works great. Remember to get up slowly after lying on your back. So if you need to sit for just a minute and make sure the blood flow is going to return properly to its desired location. Now remember, 1 foot up, bring that body weight back over your hips, and then press up, standing up nice and tall. Okay, we're gonna do a sit to stand next. So working on that squat, that sit to stand, what I wanna do today is go slowly. So slowly into that sit. I don't wanna plop. And that normally, if we do a sit to stand, I'll have people, sit down, stand back up. What I want to do is sit down as slowly as you can. That's 1. So we're going to start standing. Nice and slow. I like to bring my hands forward. That helps me stay balanced and keeps my hips back. If you need to, you can reach back and grab the chair, depending on where you are with this. 3. If you have handles on your chair, that's another great way to do this. 4, stand up just normally, go down slowly. 5, and then also if you need to stagger your feet, that can make this one a little bit better too, especially when you go to get back up. Like if you're getting up out of a chair and it's challenging for you, staggering your feet and moving towards the front of the chair is a great way to do that. because then you don't have so far to transfer your balance, or transfer your weight. I'm losing track here. I think this is 6. And if you have knee pain in one knee, put that foot forward a little bit. Or back. You know what? Different people are able to kind of do that differently, depending on where your knee pain is in your joint. Really slowly challenging yourself to sit down slowly. I think I have 2 more. Bring those arms forward. Keep your eyes up tall. 9 and 10. You should really be feeling this in your quads. All right, good. That was 10. Good, good, good. Nice and slowly both directions. Okay. Now we're going to lower, no, we're going to use those bands I was talking about. We're going to do some side stepping. So if you have a loop like this, we're going to loop it around your ankles. If you don't, you can use a longer band. I've got one here to step sideways. We're going to go do some side stepping. So if you don't have a loop band, you can either take one band and make it into a loop, or you can do this type of thing to go sideways. And then do these 2 things that I'm going to do at the same time. You can do them separately. So I'm going to put this around my ankles. And this is safer to do sitting down. So if you are doing this at home, sit in that chair we were just using to get that around your ankles. Okay. That side stepping I just talked about, we're going to do in conjunction with shoulder external rotation. So put the band in your hands like you're holding a platter, grab it, and then just pull out a little ways. You're not pulling out very far. It's a small range of motion, but we're working those external rotators in your shoulders, your shoulder stabilizers for your rotator cuff. Okay, so when you're doing your side stepping, you want your feet about hip width apart, and then you're just taking baby steps. So you're not taking a giant step and then bringing your feet close together. You're leaving them about shoulder width apart. I'm gonna put that up a little bit just because it's hurting my skin. Okay. We're gonna do it at the same time. So we're gonna work our hip stabilizers and our shoulder stabilizers all at once. The other thing is, I'm in a little bit of an athletic stance to start, okay? So don't do this straight up like this. Bend your knees, bend your hips, keep your core engaged. Athletic stance. All right, 1, 2, 3, baby steps. Don't drag your feet. 5, 6, 7. You're not going to move very far. 9 and 10. Now, if you need to move your feet closer together, shake out your hips. We're going to go back the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, good. Remember, just tiny little stutter steps, baby steps. Don't drag your feet and don't bring your feet close together. You're going to maintain the tension on that band throughout the entire set. All right, good. You should really feel that burning back here in your glutes. Okay, we're going to lower down to the floor for the next 2. So if you have an exercise mat, this is a great thing. Unless you've got a nice soft carpet, you can do either. You can use your exercise mat, you can use your carpet, whatever you've got. We're just going to lie down. These 2 as well, you could probably do on your bed if you're nervous about getting up and down off the floor. Along with that first one, that would be fine to do that one on the floor. Sometimes, or on your bed. Sometimes it's difficult to perform some of these on your bed because it's softer, you don't have that firm surface. But okay, we're going to do a double-double, which we've done in the past. This is a core or abdominal exercise. Arms overhead, your knees are bent. Now, also flatten your back to the floor. That's that starting position that you want to start in and maintain. So your arms are straight, reaching towards your knees. Open up, reach towards your knees. Now, don't quite set your feet down. If this does not feel that challenging to you, and your back is not hurting and you don't have a history of back pain, you can straighten out your knees a little more. But The closer that your knees, or the further your knees are bent and the closer your feet are to your body, the easier this will be, more challenging as you straighten out those knees. Keep breathing. One more. All right, good. Double, double. Okay, we're going to stay right here, and we're going to do bridges with a knee extension. So we're adding a little bit to a bridge. So we haven't done a plain bridge in a while, so I'm going to demonstrate that to begin with. So before you start, flatten your back to the floor, squeeze your glutes, and press your hips up. That's a bridge. Okay, now our goal is not to go as high as we can with our hips. Then you start using other things and you don't want to injure yourself. Our goal is to just squeeze your glutes and press your hips up. So you might not even be in a completely straight line. You're squeezing your glutes, really making those hip stabilizers work. Your hamstrings are going to work a little too, but you should really feel it in your glutes. So you're going to flatten your back, squeeze your glutes, press your hips up, and now we're going to do a knee extension. So we're going to hold that bridge while you straighten one knee at a time. If this is just way too much and this is something that you can't do, then just hold the bridge this whole time if you can. You can come down in between a set if you need to. Reposition, squeeze those glutes. Really just working on that bridge hold while we do some slow knee extensions. You're not kicking, you're just straightening your leg. 9. Trying to keep everything here as stable as possible. And then lower back down. Okay, great. And the last one, we're going to stand back up for another balance challenge. So make sure you sit up slowly and you come to your feet slowly. Never get up quickly from lying down on the floor and doing exercises because it changes, you know, depending also on your blood pressure and all of that. I know I sometimes have low blood pressure, or I do have low blood pressure, so I have to be careful about standing up too quickly as well. Okay, now the last one, we're going to do a tightrope walking, which we've done in the past. So grab either, you know, just a ball or a balloon or just something to hang on to. And we're going to walk on a tightrope or a balance beam, whichever you can envision. I need to raise that up just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do that heel-toe walking, right? Walking on a tightrope, walking on a line. So you can envision, you can either use a straight line in your house if you have wood floors, you know, you can follow one line, or a tile floor, that type of thing. Or if you're doing it in a basement like mine, you can just, you know, envision being on a straight line. So to start, the slower you go, the more challenging it is. Heel toe. Keeping your eyes forward, trying not to stare at the ground in front of you. I'm just holding this object out in front of me. And I'm looking down the line. You don't have to look straight down. Look down the line. Try to keep that nice straight tightrope going. Now, if this feels pretty good and you're not feeling like it's that much of a challenge, take this object out in front of you and turn it to the side. First, by doing it without turning your eyes. So I'm turning it, taking my balance off center just a little. And then, if that feels okay and not too challenging, so take that object, turn and watch it as you turn. So I'm turning towards the foot that I'm stepping forward with. You're watching that object as you turn it. So you're changing your proprioception, you're changing your gaze, challenging that balance even more. Okay, so find one of those levels along that continuum and decide which one is a safe balance challenge for you. Try to do it for about a minute and then cycle back through the exercises. So like I always say, you can do 5 minutes of cardio in between, or you could just cycle back through them 2 to 3 times through and make sure you cool down and do a good stretch when you're finished. All right, thank you everybody. Keep Keep up the great work, and we'll see you next time.